Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Faiq Haidar from Group 13. I will brief shortly about our first assignment. Dr. Johanna gave us a guide to create system using sorting and searching techniques in C++ programming. Before that, I was not alone here. My partner is Iqbal Habibie. He is very good performance in doing this assignment. We discuss each other as best as we can. After that, we agreed to create a meeting room booking system that the topic we took from the 7 suggested topics for assignment 1. This system is intended so that admin can manage meeting rooms and booking details for user reservations, and also for user to sign up or sign in before booking the meeting room. The type of data structure we use in this system is quicksort for sorting and searching method. In this system, there are 3 classes. The first is user class, which for managing registration for those who don't have account, and login for those whose the data is already in database. The second is reservation class, which for managing the booking room process, and the last is room class for managing the database room. We can conclude that the objectives of this assignment in 2 points. The first is to make the system easier for admin to manage important details from rooms, reservations, and users. And the second is to create simple way to process booking and making room reservations for users. So this is our case diagram. Here there are 2 roles, user and admin. The users can make reservations after registering account for a new user or logging in for existing user in the database, while the admin can do user management, reservation management, where the management here includes viewing data, creating data, editing data, deleting data, and finding data. And this is our UML class diagram for meeting room booking system. The rest of which will be discussed further by my partner, Iqbal Habibie. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Iqbal Habibie. I am a friend of Faiq for the group 13 for the assignment 1. So I will demonstrate the program that we have made together with the design. So first of all, we have 3 class files that are separate. We are using the header files. In the header files, there are 3 class for user, as seen here with the prototype. And then we have the room over here. We have the reservation right here. Let me go back up right here. And this one, of course, includes a user and room like before. And here we include 3 of them just in case, even though we don't really need to. And here's the main function and the main class file. So we have the user management, which is the menu for the admin for user class. This one is room management, which is the management menu for a room class. And this one is the reservation menu for management menu for the admins. So this one, the user menu, will not show any of these 3. Instead, it will show like the a few functions that can only be accessed by the users and not all the functions. While admin, of course, is gonna include these 3 menus. There are 2 additional functions here. Other than the menus, the register function for registration and the login function. So of course there's the last menu, which is the login, and the register menu, which is the start menu right here. And so let's execute the program. Okay, so first of all, let me recheck something real quick. So this will be the account or the user that we'll be using. So for now, I'll delete it manually so we can re-input it. So here we go. So first thing first is we go to register, and then here, if the metric number is not 9 digits, for example, let's say this, and it says user not registered. Same over at the menu. If it's not 1, 2, and 3, it will go back to the menu itself. And so here, if we input an existing user, for example, the 0 to 82 for this one right here, as you can see right here, student B. So if we put in that, and it will say that the user is already there, so we cannot use that. So let's input a new one. This time we're gonna input a new person. let's say A21EC0001, and then we can input the password. It could be different from the username. For example, let's say test only. Of course, it has to be 10 digits. If not, it will go back to the menu again and say student tester. For the student name, there is no limits. And the user registered, as you can see in the text file, there is a new user inputted into the database. So the text file here is the database, so we can log in using that. So if we try to input this one, but we have the wrong password, it will say that the username or password is incorrect. Or if we input a username that doesn't exist and input another password, it will say it's also incorrect. So now we're gonna log in right here with the account that we used, which is 0001, and the password is test only. Now this is the meeting room reservation for the user. So the function that is being called here is the user menu. So with that login, we'll also input this username and also the name of the user for within the parameters of the function. So here the name will be called welcome student tester, like we inputted before. And then here we are shown the reservation that we made, but because there is none, it will say that no reservations is made. So let's make a new one. First, we'll have to choose the meeting room ID. So it's between these four. So let's say M03. And then let's say, okay, let me show the reservation file as well, right here. So M03, let's say Wednesday. And then we can also choose the time. Let's say 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So as you can see here, the reservations for ourselves, we can show the booking number, the room ID, and the day and time. So if you want to check day and time availability, for example, let's say here we have meeting room 1, Monday, and the 3rd. The third one is, of course, the time. So let's say M01 here. And then we say Monday, and we input the 3, which is the 10 a.m., 11 a.m. It will say unavailable because there's already a reservation here on that date and on that day and time. So the next one, which is the cancel, of course. So let's make another reservation for meeting room 3. Oh, sorry, my bad. That was the wrong one. M03. We cannot input the number. We have to input the ID. If not, it will return. And let's say Tuesday this time. And also 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So here, as you can see, it's shown here. So the booking number is the one that we have to remember, and we are opting to cancel. So insert the booking number to cancel. We were using 6 and 7, so let's input 6. And just like that, the number 6 was returned, but number 7 is cancelled. Number 6 is cancelled. So the number 7 goes up in the list, and now it's become booking number 6 again. So next we can log out of the menu, and that is the end of the user menu. Alright, next we have the admin menu. So the first one, of course, we have to log in. Now, specialized for the admin here, if we check on the login function, we'll say there if username is admin and the password is admin, and it will access that menu, which means that we have to input admin for both username and password, and then we can access the admin menu. So there are 3, of course, here options: the user management, the room management, and the reservation management. So as logging out, of course. So let's try the user management first. It does show. So for example, let's use, as we can see, there are 2 testers here. So let's input another one as our new one, A21EC003, and let's input test also, and say tester 3 here. So now we can see that there's a new one here, number 9, and then the user text file also has that name, that data. So here the username, the password, and also the name. Next, we can search users. So for example, if we search 000, which is not in the database, it'll say no data found. If we search for something that is in the database, for example, let's change this to 1, it will show the data, the metric number, the password, and the name of that user. So next we can edit the user data, of course. For example, let's change the second one here, A21EC0002. So let's input the matrix number. And then it will say what do you want to change. Let's keep the metric number. let's not change the password also, but let's change the name. So let's change the name to tester2. Okay, it says user edited, and we come back here, and as you can see, both in the table or the list, and also here in the database, it will say tester2 instead of test number 2. And we can delete the users. For example, let's delete something that is not there. We'll say no data found. And if we'll delete the last one, which is the 003, data deleted, it's no longer in the database on the left, and also it's no longer in the list. So that's for the users. We go back, let's go to the room. Now there are 4 rooms currently. So for example, let's insert a new room. So the room ID, just like before, if it's already there, it says existing. So let's change to M05. So let me just open the database so you can see the database working at the same time here. There we go. So the room name, it's up to us. And of course, there's only these two attributes for this class. So let's say meeting room C for this one. So as you can see, there's that data there. And then we can up to search for the room. So if it's not there, like so, it's not found. Similar to before, if we try M03, for example, we'll say B1 as seen in this database here, and also the list here. So now we can edit the room also. For example, let's edit M05 here. So M05 is still the ID. We change it into meeting room for VIP, for example. And there you go. It changed in the data. It does say data edited here, which is also another error here. But that's okay because the database is changed. So next, we of course we have the delete the room. So let's delete the M05 that we did, and the data is now deleted. And we exit the rooms. So here, let me check the reservations real quick. Okay, so as you can see, there's one data here with the M04. However, what would happen if that user, or also as you can see here, the A21EC001, here is reservation list, which is the same as here. But let's exit for now, and let's delete the M04, because there's one here, which is M04. Okay, so let's delete M04 here. Okay, with that, we have only 3 rooms, and there's one reservation here still with that data. So let's exit, but now let's enter reservation. And when we enter that data, which is previously here, let me just Control Z, which was M04, is no longer there, and all the data below moved up. So now the data is updated. So we can insert reservation. The difference between this one and the user menu one, which is for the user access, is that we have to input a metric number here. So we have to find another data. For example, let's say the A21EC001 again, and then let's say M02, and let's see, Wednesday, Wednesday, and then 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then the reservation is booked, so it's now added here as we input it. So the search reservation works with the booking number. So if we search 5 here, it'll show this one, Tuesday 11 to 12 p.m. And then if you try to edit, let's input the 6, the newest one. Of course, the number for the booking number cannot be changed, and that's that. So A21EC0001, and then we changed it to M03, and it'll try to find another schedule, let's say Friday on the morning. So now reservation is edited. So that is pretty much all of the applications that we did, all the programs, and also all the implementations that we did. So let me just show you a little bit of the, okay, here we go, we're exiting the app and the app closes. So there are the rubric for the assignment. Let's say that we have to use an array of class. So I'll show you here. Let's say user menu here. So as you can see here, this is the array that I implemented in this program. So this is one of the rubrics, and also of course in the main functions too. As you see here, this is the array of class. Over here, there's also array of class, which is 3 of them here too. Room management, there's one here, and then the user is here. So yeah, that's it from us, and that is our code for this assignment. There's still a lot of places that we can fix output errors, which is simple errors, but we have to check again. But for now, that is all for the demonstration with me, and also from Faiq as well. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the demonstration.